Good afternoon, good morning. This is Mark Johnson, the CEO of Loyalty 360. Welcome back to our Top 10 video series. Loyalty 360 is producing a weekly video series where we seek prudent and timely insight, analysis, and best practices from a group of recognized and respected thought leaders in customer channel and brand loyalty, hence our Top 10. This series we're addressing some of the challenges and opportunities those who are running customer loyalty efforts for large brands are seeing during COVID-19, but also in general. These marketers comprise a wonderful community of Loyalty 360. Tune in every Friday for a new episode in this series, and be sure to subscribe and like our YouTube channel, but also leave us feedback as to the videos that we're posting, and also let us know if there are topics or trends or areas of insight you would like to have. Today's topic is an interesting topic. It's regarding emotional loyalty. So we asked the top 10, are we as an industry ready to get behind and focus more on emotional loyalty? How should we look at measurement? How should we look at its impacts? And most importantly, are there any conflicting perspectives or ideologies around how it's being talked about? And can we come together as an industry to get one concise measurement metric? Looking forward to seeing this. Thank you very much.
We get tons of questions at Brierley about the role of emotional loyalty, and everyone wants it. I think there's general conceptual buy-in that it's important and desirable for brands to have, but there's a lot of confusion about it. And one of the perspectives we have at Brierley is understand the whole formula. Okay, there are two components to true loyalty. One is rational and one is emotional. You've got to have the rational first. It's a necessary but insufficient condition for having true emotional loyalty. Rational means that you provide good customer service. You have prices that are fair. Customers feel like the customer service is good. They can get a return in. They can get their needs met. If you don't have that, it is really hard to foster a relationship that goes beyond that into an emotional vector. But you can have really good rational loyalty and not be doing the things that you need to do to move behavior. For us, a lot of brands focus on this notion of net promoter score and referenceability, and that's great, but that's just really the bottom of the emotional loyalty pyramid. Being referenceable, check, but what you really want is to migrate customers up the funnel, if you will, and they start to feel a sense of affinity. This is my brand, these are my peeps, and I can forgive them when they make a mistake because they've earned my trust. And beyond that, you can build that up to what is really true devotion towards the brand. I'm cheating on you if I shop elsewhere. And I think to that end, we use the Brierley Loyalty Quotient. That's our proprietary measurement scheme because it scores both the rational and the emotional for your brand and your competitive set, right? And when you start to pull the insights out of that, you can identify where you need to work to do better and how you can capitalize on what's already working. And so Brierley strategists will sit down and map a very clear, doable action plan to keep improving emotional loyalty scores over time.
We believe loyalty is greater than rewards. So beyond that perfect promotion or offer, it's really about building emotional connections between the transactions. So we believe in emotional loyalty so much at Kobie that we pioneered ELS, which is a system that actually scores emotional motivators of your customers at different points in the life cycle. So imagine having a data-driven way to identify those emotional motivators, decision off of them, and then take action off of that specifically is really what brands should be focused on right now. And when they do, they can use it to enhance segmentations. They can create brand new value propositions using that information. And of course, optimize their messaging strategies to drive ROI.
I know emotional loyalty is really kind of an in vogue thing to talk about. There's a little bit of science behind it, but is it the be all end all? I don't think so. Any more than I think that the NPS score was the one number that could measure loyalty. That's not how this works. That's not how loyalty works. And if you give someone a great experience, yeah, they're gonna be emotional. They think they got a good value, they're gonna be emotional. So I think there's more to it than that. At Clarus, we think about it in terms of, are they transacting? Do they engage with the brand outside of a transaction? Do they follow you on the social media platforms? Do they open and respond to the communications you send? Do they refer friends and family members? Do they give product reviews? You know, there's a lot more to it than just one symbol element. And we look at the combinations of things to determine whether or not a member or a customer is really loyal to a brand.
It's a difficult thing right now, I think, because in the past, as fast as we were moving data, it was so critically important to us in terms of making the decisions that we did. And some of this data now that we look at is just all over the board. So again, I think what we're seeing best in class companies do is turn that noise down in terms of the data noise, and actually going deeper into the customers, new journeys and their loyalties, and they're asking questions. I was recently on a call with a financial institution the other day, talking with somebody about my own financial accounts. And as I was doing that, the lady paused that I was speaking with for a minute. She kind of went away on the phone, and I said, "Are you still there?" And she said, "I'm sorry, I'm just watching my husband walk across the room." The minute she said it, I was thinking she was in some big corporate tower. And then I realized, wait, she's at home just like we all are. Her husband wasn't feeling well, but yet she, in a very vulnerable moment, shared that with me. We had about a 15-minute conversation about health and, her story. And she asked me about my story. Then we got back to business. When I hung up, I thought, how interesting is this, that we're connecting? Yeah, I mean, that would have never happened pre-pandemic. It would have almost been unprofessional, incredibly, to do that. So I think when I think about this now, we're having to connect with our customers in a deeper, more meaningful way, and the data doesn't always give us what we need as we're doing that. So it's more of a qualitative approach to loyalty. So I don't know where that's gonna take us, but I think for right now, I'm seeing a lot of that type of work that's happening.
We're currently witnessing a loyalty program transformation of significant scale. And the reason is that brands are awakening all over the world, and they're realizing that their loyalty programs have not met their expectations, or in many cases are outdated entirely. And one of the root causes for this has been the strategies that led to those programs being developed have had a very limited focus, and mostly focused on what we call transactional loyalty, or the transaction. You earn points for buying something, for visiting, etc. And what every brand we're talking to today wants to get to is emotional loyalty. So from our perspective, everybody's ready. The question is, how do you do it? Who's your partner, and how do you make that transition? And also part of the process is, well, how do you measure the success and the impact of your program? And just like every customer is unique, every brand is unique. So there's really no, in our opinion, one size formula that works for everybody in terms of measurement. But we look at a variety of factors. We look at customer satisfaction, how happy customers say they are about you and your business, influence and advocacy. So how willing is a customer to go tell their friends or others through a variety of means to do business with you and to speak of their experiences with your product or service. Their sentiment towards your brand obviously is also important. Share of wallet. So these are the things that we will help, we and our partners will help our brand customers look at and evaluate to measure their current state of emotional loyalty in the beginning of an initiative, and then how that improves over time as a result of all of the work we do together.